guys, welcome back to DAE Create and Hang. I'm Henry. Today I'm going to be doing some After Effects text animation, bringing you through how to do that. Today I'm working on a PSA for the census for the city of Rye. So over here in this folder I've got a bunch of Photoshop documents. So these are basically, each of these is my different slides that I'm going to be animating on top of. Kind of like slides in a slideshow, or like different frames in a commercial or video or something like that. So I dragged and dropped slide 1 over into the composition. And you're gonna have this little window pop up. Most of the time it's gonna be set to footage, but what we want for today is composition retain layer styles, and you want to make sure that it says editable layer styles. So press OK. Let me get this over here, and then this is the first composition. Every 10 years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this layer because it's showing up like an image, not like a text. And then go up, grab the text tool, pick a text box, and type out every 10 years. Zoom in on that a little bit. It's already starting to look good. Make sure it's aligned to the center. It's almost perfect. Character 217. Stroke of 13. Now, see, I have this set up from past projects. That's why I already have sans serif. It'll probably be set to something else for yours. You're probably going to want to change the text because I think whatever they have set is a little wonky. And then this is where you would play with the size. This is where you would play with the stroke. The back thing here controls the stroke color. The top thing here does the text. So if you can see in front of this guy's deep pores, we've got these thin black lines. So that's my text, and I'm going to go over here to Effects Presets. Since this is a PSA, I'm just going to be going through some really, really simple text animation for the different slides. Go down here to Text. Oh, nope. Go up here to Animation, and then go to Text. It's got a bunch of different types. I'm going to go to Animate In. So we want these to come in. Let's see. Typewriter. This one is multi-organic. Yeah, I'll start with the typewriter. Old Faithful. Drag that over here. And for the sake of editing, because I'm going to be exporting each of these individual slides out into separate video files, and then I'll be editing them in Premiere, where I can like add voiceover, fade in between each slide and stuff. So for the sake of my editing process, I'm gonna give myself 2 seconds at the beginning before the text pops on. And that's already starting to look pretty good without me even doing anything. Every 10 years. So I think I want that a bit faster. So you're gonna open up this, go to Text, go to Animator 1, go to Range Selector, and these are our keyframes. So when we hit the first keyframe, that's when it starts, and when we hit the last keyframe, that's where it ends. And it's moving between 2 and 5 seconds right now, so I'm going to just speed this up to the 4-second mark, just by clicking and dragging it. So now, it seems about good. Let's watch it one more time. Every 10 years. Maybe even slightly faster. We have to record voiceover to it, so I gotta make sure that I can match it up pretty closely. So I think this one looks pretty good. I'm gonna zoom out, pretend it's on a TV in front of me. I feel like that could even be a bit faster. Split the difference. And a lot of this is playing around with stuff. That feels right there. So what I'm going to do is I got this render queue over here. Take slide 1, go to Export, add to the render queue, and that'll bring it over here. I'm going to change lossless to QuickTime. It's already set up the way I like it. Click OK. Slide 1. I got a folder already set up. So if I go to Desktop, Assets, this is where I've got, you know, this is where all the slides and stuff are. I got a folder named Exports. Just save it there. And then when I'm finished with all the different slides, I'm gonna bring it on over. Composition, retain layer, editable layer styles. Okay, let's go to slide 2. Let's see what we got for this one. This info counts. Maybe I'll even add some animation at some point to these images. But for right now, I'm going to focus on the text. So this info counts, deleting that layer. Dragging in a new one. Well, that font's definitely going to be too big, so I'm going to bring it down maybe even a bit more. That stroke is definitely, see, all of this is set up for this info. Yeah, there we go. Alright, take the stroke down. I'm going to put it at about 4, see how that looks. Just enough to separate it from the background. Up the font size a bit more. Bring everything a bit closer together. Alright, so that's starting to look pretty good. This info counts. Got these images. No. Give it a 2-second mark. I'm going to start my position keyframe there. Go to 0 seconds and move it on out of there. Do the same for this one, but I think I'll do it from the top down for this one. So at the 2-second mark, line it up with that one. What's this, right? Click down the position, go to the 1-second mark. We'll have them both come from same side. Since we got sliding stuff going on, for my text layer, I'm going to try to do some kind of slide in, spin in, smooth move in, smooth move in. Let's throw this one over here. You know, a little gimmicky, but this is for public access TV, so sometimes the gimmicky stuff is what gets people to watch. Start at 2 seconds, have it finish at 3 seconds, you know. There. start it halfway through the images getting on screen, so they all finish about the same time. Animator 2. Take all these keyframes, just bump them over the littlest bit. Yeah, so let's see. I think this font could do to be a bit bigger. That looks good. And, you know, from here, this is just, this is just general animation stuff. But from here, you can really get into After Effects. There's a lot of 3D animation stuff you can do with 3D text. So, things actually look like they're physically moving through a space rather than here, which I'm just kind of doing. Like, as you can see, it's pretty clear that all this stuff is just flat to the screen. But just to make things a little more easy and accessible, and I am zooming through it, but just to make things a bit easier, I'm trying to keep it simple for now. Because After Effects, a lot of people are afraid of it, and it's a pretty easy program to get the hang of once you just kind of dive in there a little bit. And I've pretty much just taught myself how to generally do this stuff, but there's a lot of resources out there. YouTube videos among other things, which do what I'm doing and slow it down and also go into detail and make things do we want an and sign? Safe and secure. Alright. Come on. There we go. Something like that looks pretty good. That's a bit blockier, so I might have that be a little more punchy. And with both of these images, I'm going to do a similar thing to what we did last time, which is take this to the 2 and give them a position marker, and then take it back, move it. And you can also always click and drag, especially when you're dealing with angles. We are here where I want this to, slide in like that. So I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Oh, that's what I just worked on. Where I, oh, nope, undo that. Bring this to the 2-second mark. And drag it back to the 1. What happened there? So that's where I want it. Put the keyframe at 2 seconds. Drag it back to the 1. And that looks something like this. I might even push it a little past 2 seconds. I want it to happen a little slower. them to both match up, so let's just open this. I should have done this first. I'm gonna go to projects. Project, since it's PSA 2. So yeah, if you look at the way I organize files, I've got all my project files over here. Exports, when I finally go to the render queue and render everything out, they'll all appear here in the export folder. Then I got my slides, which are all the Photoshop documents. Nothing in text. Yeah. Pretty simple and straightforward. It's a lot easier to organize files first rather than doing it later. Alright, so this one I'm going to start the text. I think I want it to start fading on slightly before these images get to their final place. Let's go to Effects, Presets, Animation, Text, Animate In. Let's try the fade upwards. No, that's not bad already. See, a lot of these presets are, you know, I might push it a little further out. But the timing that After Effects puts on all their presets is pretty good. Safe and secure. Drag it out a little bit more and maybe add a few seconds between the start and the end. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna take that one, go to export, add it to the render queue. Slide 1, slide 3. I want to make sure it's not lossless because I don't got that kind of space. So slide 1, slide 2, 3. Where's slide 4 at? Retain layer, editable layer styles. 1 second. Okay. This one will be a little trickier. I think I'm gonna end up doing 2 different text layers. Do something slightly different with each of them. So this one is gonna be help shape. Help if I spelled shape right. Alright, let's bring this up to scale. Honestly, want that a bit bigger. And I'm going to get a little more creative with this one, because this one, as far as the graphic design goes, is a bit prettier. And it's the core message. So if, you know, people are only picking their head up for a second or two, this is the part that I want. People to be mindful of, people to take notice in. Because, you know, the first part's to reel people in, but this is definitely the, where things... let's see. That blue. Let's go to 8. Let's see what that looks like. Can you even tell? Can you even tell? All right. Oh, future. So something like that on this one. What color do I want the stroke? Probably, you know, honestly, I'll do the fill color. And the reason I'm using this color is because this blue is the blue of the background of these other slides. So I figure keep that consistent. I think that makes me want to change the stroke here though to maybe a white, match the clouds a little more. No. Oh boy. Our future. There's where we're at. I'm gonna head to our future. There we go. Looking pretty. Real pretty. I'm gonna drag these two over, give myself some header. Did I make sure to give myself header on these other ones? I didn't, but they fade in, so that's my transition, so that we're fine. We're fine with that. Alright, so I'm gonna put our future right there. And be a fade up characters. Now both need to be a bit faster. Just moving these keyframes back. If you're having trouble finding where the keyframes are, they're going to be little dots and you just follow it over. You see how it's in the range selector thing, so once you click that, then they show up as keyframes over here. So I'll drag that back over here. Let's see how that looks. I don't know, too fast, too slow? A little bit too fast. So drag that over, maybe there. Alrighty. And since this is the one that I want people to be able to hang on to the most, I'm going to delete the exclamation mark. And grab my text tool again. Make an exclamation mark. Let's highlight this guy. I don't want it blood red because I don't want it to take away from everything too much, but I definitely want it to be exclamation mark. And I'm going to put that underneath so that they all fall in order. And pull up this so that I know right where it should pop up. I'm not even going to add keyframes to that. I'm just going to have it pop on screen on its own. Yeah. You know, I lied. Big ol' liar. I think I am going to throw an animation on there. You know, I'll do the same fade up, but I think this one should happen slower. Maybe not that slow. Help shape our future. There we go. I like that. Alright, I'm going to watch it full screen one last time just to see how everything plays out. Cool. Hit Command S every once in a while just to be safe. Lossless to QuickTime. File is that in the right place? Slide 4 exports. Save. Starting to get up there. Excuse me. Alright, this is the last one I gotta animate. So, retain layer, editable styles. Okay. By mail, online, or over the phone. I wrote this one out because once I delete this, I'm gonna forget what it even said. Alright, so this one I'm gonna do three different ones. By maybe I should go through and change colors because I like that. That looks pretty nice. Okay, by mail. This one is online. Looks very American, which I guess is what the census is about. Helping your community, helping people. It's definitely a good idea. If you should tell your parents, or if you're a parent yourself, you should make sure that you fill that stuff out. Because definitely, you know, it helps give money to our area, parks and schools and businesses. Not businesses. Public stuff. I'm the wrong person to be talking about it, but good stuff. Good stuff. You know, I might leave all this red. This looks kind of cool. think the way I want this one to work is having stuff slide in from this side. I'm going to reorder these. Oh, ears are hurting from those headphones. Flying from bottom, pin upwards. This one? Straight in by word. View what this animation is doing. Text animator. No, I haven't used this one before. I need to silence my phone. Sorry if that's been going off the whole time. No, I used one a couple weeks ago that just kind of cascaded in from the left-hand side. But for the life of me, I can't figure out how to get it to start. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna go with a different effect here. Because not loving this one. Well, I do like this one. I feel like I used this one already, but maybe not. By mail, animator 2. And what I should be doing too is move it all over 2 seconds. All I did there was opened up by mail. I selected both of these by holding Shift down, and then I clicked Command C, which copies. When I clicked online, I made sure that I had my cursor where I wanted the effect to start, made sure this was selected, and clicked Command V so it pastes. So what you get is the mail online. Give this a little bit more space. The mail online over the phone. I don't love the way these fade in so late. I think that might be what's going on over here. Yeah, that's opacity. So I'm gonna make sure that opacity dragged back over for both of these so that that doesn't happen anymore. Let's try this again. And do the same thing I did with the last one, where the exclamation mark fades in slowly at the end. I'm going to go over here, Command C this effect, and Command V. Oops, Command V. Alright. Mail, online, over the phone. Well, that's not what I wanted it to do. Exclamation point. Well, I'll just do it manually then. Go to the text, go to transform. So it starts here. I'm gonna put the opacity to 0, stick a keyframe there. And then give it, let's see what that does. Over the phone. Mail, online, over the phone. I think I'm gonna. Sure. Good. Spacing to these words. We'll look back through. No, I could add some color to all of these, I think. I'm gonna go back through and do that quick. Maybe that blue. Make it match the frame a little bit. That looks good. Save it for a moment. 10 years. Safe and secure. Sorry about everybody walking around. It's a noisy house today. Now online or over the phone. Then I think that's all the slides. Because the last slide that I got in here is just United States Census, which I think I'm just going to keep static, because that makes the most sense. But 1920, 1080. We'll call this final. See what we're working with here a little bit. Just throwing these in randomly. Every 10 years, the census, something, something, something. I got them in reverse order. And you know, there's going to be voiceover and music and stuff, but this is the general idea. You know, that one should last quite a bit longer. And you know, it's going to take some playing around to get everything completely set up, but yeah, that's the gist of it. I think that's about all the time I have. I think that was a good quick lesson. I hope you guys could follow my fast talking and hectic clicking. Yeah, please like and subscribe to the DAE channel, and have a good day.